Well, hi there, it's Bronwyn White here, and today we're going to go through the first step of the five-step digital marketing system. The first step is mobile. So I guess mobile is the platform, a strong platform to help you go forward in your marketing planning and your marketing tactics. Why is that so? Well, the reason is because Google has announced last year that more people use their mobile devices for searching for all different types of things than on their desktop. So what that means is that, yeah, we're all searching on our mobiles before we search on our desktop. So if you remember back to when I've talked about Google is all about the user experience. It's all about providing the best user experience for their customers. So that is why it's telling us all, and it has been for a long time actually, that we need to plan for a mobile first future and desktop second. And I want you to think about how the way we use search has evolved. And it's evolved very, very quickly. If you think back to the olden days, say 5 years ago, where we would have to type into, if we wanted to find the weather, we would have to type in, what is the weather going to be in Sydney in February? You'd have to be completely specific about what you were asking for. Whereas now we might just type in, well, even talking to our phone, what's the weather going to be? And, we've got products like Google Now emerging, and essentially what our phones know, it knows our geographic location. It knows exactly where we are, right down to the suburb. It can tell us what the temperature is. It can tell us when to expect rain, if we're going to expect rain, a whole range of things about the weather in our particular location where we are at that point in time. It's quite amazing, isn't it? And in a recent study conducted by Google, when asked about their relationships with their mobile phones, people use some pretty strong phrases. Our mobile phones are attached to my hip. It's like my butler. It's a lifeline. I feel naked if I left home without it. Now, this happened to me the other day. I actually left home without my mobile phone. It was very, very strange. I kind of realised just how much I relied on the phone for directions of where to go to a meeting, to standing on the platform, when's the next train, when do I get to the train station. So I had to print out my map, and I had to print out my my timetable before I left the office because I'd left home without the mobile device. So it really is quite amazing, and you feel kind of something is wrong the whole day. So we really are attached to our mobile devices. Now, because of this, what we nerds term Mobilegeddon happened last year. So in 2015, or a couple of years ago, Google introduced the Google Mobile Friendly algorithm. If your site is not mobile friendly, you will be penalised by Google. This is really important information. So what that means is that you stand to lose business. So if for example, somebody's searching for a local plumber, and there's several different options for Google to take, it's going to give the searcher, the user, a mobile friendly website before any other website if they are searching on their mobile device. So it's really important, considering that we're all searching on mobile devices more than we are on desktop, that you are mobile friendly. And if you want a few more stats just to convince you, well, here's some really scary stats. We check our phones 150 times a day. 84% of users take their smartphone everywhere they go. 87% of millennials always have their smartphone day and night. So I'll let you ponder some of these statistics. I'll leave that there for a bit. You can have a look. We spend 177 minutes a day on our phones. What did we do before? We were less stressed, I know that much. And I just put this in for a bit of fun. This is extreme smartphone usage. China has introduced the smartphone walking lane. I don't know if you've experienced this, but where I work, I experience it often. Pedestrians walking straight into me because they're looking at their mobile phone. It's actually a serious hazard, and in China it's causing lots and lots of accidents. And I would say not just in China, but here in Sydney too. I mean, it drives me nuts, and I just don't understand it. So people they walk along with their mobile devices, looking into their mobiles rather than looking where they're going. So today's customer journey has gone mobile, and depending on which industry you're in, you're going to be looking at mostly mobile, a combination of desktop and mobile. Probably the combination of desktop and mobile is very rare these days that you're looking at a desktop only customer journey. So more and more purchases are happening on mobile devices, and whether they're doing that on an app or a website or watching a video, people turn to their mobile devices to get answers to the questions that they want, to do research about purchase decisions. Now, what happens is they're tending to do these in small, bite-sized chunks of time. So really, think about when people are waiting at the bus stop or for the train, or, I might be waiting for my kids at Kung Fu. They're really short, highly charged moments of time where people want to search for information. They want to make use of their time. Google calls these micro moments, and they're chances for you to meet your customers when the intent is really, really high, because purchase intent and decision intent is really high during these micro moments. So you have to make sure that you're being prepared, and your content is relevant to these people when they're searching in these micro moments. So yeah, in a nutshell, a micro moment is an intent-rich moment when someone acts on an immediate need, and this is happening more and more often. So Google's identified 4 different types of micro moments, and I want you to have a think about your own business as to what type of information that you can provide to cater to these micro moments. So I want to know micro moment. You want to know straight away what something is, and they look, they might have seen something in an ad. This is a trigger. It's a trigger for them to look up something they may have seen in a TV commercial or an ad or on YouTube. They want to know something right now. I want to go moment. Now, these are kind of what we call near me searches. So people are searching for things near me. So this is particularly relevant when you're a local business, for example, if people are looking for local types of businesses and services. I want to do moments. Now, this is where YouTube really rocks, where people look for, ideas while doing a task, and we have a lot of DIY type solutions and videos and blog pieces for I want to do moments. Now, I want to buy moments. So basically people are consulting their smartphone when they're ready to buy, and often they do this in store as well. So they're doing further research when they're ready to buy, and this could be anything from services to shoes to fashion to travel. They're actually researching when they're there to buy. And the question for you as a business, whether you provide products or services, are you ready for micro moments? Are you prepared to meet these shoppers at the moment that matter most to them, at the moment that they're ready to search for that type of information? And it's the same whether you're a business to business or a business to consumer type of business. So you really need to understand how your customers are making purchase decisions and what's important to them when they're making a purchase decision. So you need to sort of have some sort of understanding what their purchase journey looks like. And this you should find out when you're developing your customer personas. So by this stage you should already know exactly how they're making their purchase decisions. And it's going to be different, for example, you know, if I'm a plumber or if I'm buying travel, if I'm buying washing machines or golf clubs. Now let's have a look at some of the interesting trends for 2016. I want to know moments. So the top micro moments for 2016. How to play Pokemon Go. Well, I have to say I'm guilty of that one myself with 3 small kids. And how tall is the Empire State Building? That's interesting. I want to go. Where is Bali? What to do in Las Vegas? Where do I vote? Well, we know what that one's all about. I want to do snow cream recipes, a 4-week ab workout. I'd like that. And I want to buy coffee nearby. So if you're a cafe, are you optimized for Google My Business, for example? So you can see the types of things that people wanted to know. Now, if you're a local business, it's particularly important that you're mobile optimized and that you're relevant for your mobile customers. Now, what we've seen is that 58%, for example, have searched for a restaurant on mobile devices. So more people are increasingly searching for local businesses and services on their mobile devices. And here's a few little examples of what's happening, a few stats. So 38% are impressed when a local business has a mobile site. 38% are put off when there's no map or address displayed. Half says there's a physical address is the most important information that you can have on your website. So lots of stats here to really help you if you're wondering how important the decision is and you're a local business to mobile optimize your site. Here you go. So we all know what happens when a site is not mobile. It's really, really annoying. You know, it's slow. You disengage. It's hard to press the buttons. It's hard to press the links. And we all get really cranky. What we tend to do is we just go straight to your competitor. Ooh. So what you need to do now is to go and see if your site is Google mobile friendly. So I want you to perform some of these searches for your own industry. So if you're in the financial management, insurance, hairdresser, you know, basically perform your own searches. Insurance in Marrickville, hairdresser in Newtown, yoga in Singapore. Wherever you are, you need to perform the searches and see where you are in a mobile search. Now, one of the things I need to do is to go incognito. So what that means is you need to go to your Google Chrome, and there is a little switch. I will do it here. New window. Okay, so here we go. I want you to go into Google, and you can see down here it says a new incognito window. What that does for you is that takes away all of your previous search history. It takes away your geographic location. It takes away it's the information it knows on you so that you get a clean search, if you know what I mean. So make sure whenever you're searching your own business, do it incognito, because it will give you more of a, representative of your search indication of where you really are in the scheme of things. So let's get back to it. First, once you've done that, is you need to run your site through the Google Mobile Friendly tool. So you literally need to run through, let's do that in our incognito, the Google Mobile Friendly tool. And here it is here. So all you do is you go there and you put your URL in there, and it will tell you how Google mobile friendly you are. And if you are not Google mobile friendly, it will tell you what to do about it. The other thing you need to start thinking about doing is adhere to Google's 25 site design principles. Now, the wonderful thing here is that Google has given us a report on what we need to do to make our site mobile friendly. And as I always say, if you love Google, Google will love you back. So I suggest you download these principles, and this will be in your resources section. But I'll go through a few of the most important ones now. So if you're thinking about any homepage principles, you need to keep your call to action front and center. So make sure that it has the most prominent space on your homepage. So no fancy images. If you want people to take an action, if you want them to sign up for your newsletter or download a free report that you're giving away, or you want them to get a quote, this needs to be front and center. Also, one of the things you need to do is keep your menus short and sweet with very distinct categories. We don't want to confuse people in their micro moments because they want quick answers. And always make it easy to get back to the home page. And convention says that we always use our logo as the home page. Make your site search visible. So this little thing here, make sure you have one of these so that if you're just looking for a specific type of information, make sure I can just type in what I want. And this, the click to call button, it can keep people from dropping out of the funnel. If they want to know information there and then, and you don't have this click to call button, then you may lose the sale. You may lose them from your website. And always make it easy to search on another device. So if you consider we're in these micro moments, we may be limited in time, but we want to continue later. Is there a way that you can make it easy for me to resume my journey on another device, or when I get home and I might be on my desktop? So, make sure you have things like save to cart functionality where you can. If people have to input information, you must choose the simplest input method for each task. So if you're having forms on your website, make sure it's easy for people to put information in the forms. So things like autofill, make it really easy. Things like, not having to write information, but if you have a look at this calendar here, the month, I just have to click on the dot, click on January, and it takes care of that for me. I don't want to have to zoom in a site. I don't want to have to pinch. I just want it really easy to be able to put my information in there. And visual calendars too, gosh, working a lot in the travel industry, I've seen some absolute shockers. So if you're working, where you want to make an appointment, and there's a lot of local businesses that do this sort of stuff, massage, naturopath, hairdressers use self-booking systems like this, for example, and some of them are really hard. Make it very, very simple if you do have a visual calendar. And make it clear. If you're taking people's information and location, make it clear why you need that information as well and how it will influence their experience. And that's it for the moment. So what I want you to do, if you want to read further on this, I do have information in your tools and resources. So I will put the Google 25 principles in there, and you can have a look if you want to get your mobile site redesigned, for example. Well, thanks for being with me, and I look forward to step number 2, Google My Business.